random internet person, my name is Mattie, and today I'm going to be doing a summer wrap-up video where I basically talk about every book that I read, every TV show that I watched, and every drama that I watched. Now I feel like every time I do one of these videos I'm always apologizing because I haven't read enough books since the last book video that I made, and that happens to be the case in today's video yet again. Some of you may or may not have noticed that I was on hiatus all summer. I was very busy this summer. If you put all of the days together that I was not at home, I was gone for over a month, not at my house for an entire month. So I was very busy, leaving me very little time to read as much as I would like. And I was also trying to keep up with my Korean study. I actually had a pretty rigorous Korean study schedule for the summer while I had no other classes to attend to. So that left me with no reading time. I also wrote over 70,000 words this summer, so I was putting more time into writing than reading, which I can't really beat myself up over because at least I was being productive, if you count me and Yoongi fanfiction as being productive. Regardless, there still are a few books that I did manage to read in my limited spare time. I have a few current reads, I have a few things I want to read, and then I'll talk about the TV shows and dramas and how small the number is. Probably is going to surprise some of you, but oh well. I thought you might want to see this anyway, so let's get to it. So if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, you know that I went to Hawaii in early June, and Hawaii is a really good time of year for me to get books read because my sister likes to go tan, you know, in the Hawaiian sun. Yeah, I like to stay under the umbrella, which explains the tone of my skin. Still look like Elle from Death Note, but it's no big deal. So the first book that I read was Everything by Nicola Yoon. I was really curious about this book after I saw the movie trailer, and I still haven't seen the movie, so I don't know how they compare. I've heard mixed reviews. But the book itself, I'd give like a 3.5 out of 5. It wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't terrible either. The writing was very simple. Some might call it lackluster, but I do feel that Yoon probably wrote it this way on purpose. I did appreciate the twist in the storyline. I'm not going to give away any spoilers in case some of you haven't read or watched the movie yet. That caught me way off guard. Maybe it was obvious, maybe it wasn't, but I definitely didn't catch on to the big reveal until it actually happened in the book. So I do give Nicola Yoon points for that, for catching me off guard while I was expecting this to be a very cliche kind of read. Regardless, it was okay, and I definitely really want to read The Sun Is Also a Star. I've heard really great things about it. It's her other book. That one I know I'll definitely read at some point this fall. The next book that I read while on vacation was Death Note Black Edition, Book 3. This is volumes 5 and 6. This poor copy, it's a little bent, it's a little messed up, it's got sand in it. I read most of it on the beach. I don't want to give away spoilers for Death Note either, but I'll just say I am to the point where somebody major has already died. I'll leave it that way. If you've watched the anime or if you've read the manga, you probably know which character I'm talking about. That was not a surprise to me, as one of you actually spoiled that for me in the comments on one of my videos. I think it was the fictional character death one, so I was kind of asking for it. It's my own fault. Regardless, I am still very interested in the series. I know I'm being really slow about reading them, but I am savoring the storyline, okay? And I actually watched some of the anime while I was in Hawaii because this left off on such a big cliffhanger. I just couldn't wait to buy the next book. And the last book, I didn't finish reading this, I started reading this. This is Dean Koontz. This is Innocence. He wrote Odd Thomas, if you're familiar with that story. If you haven't read the book or watched the movie of Odd Thomas, I definitely recommend it. It's a really quirky but very interesting and mysterious storyline, and Dean Koontz's books are very interesting reads. He has a very peculiar writing style that makes him different from others, and I really admire that. So I only made it to page 39, but I do plan to pick this back up and finish it eventually. I'm gonna have to see how busy I am with school, but it's definitely a book that I want to come back to because it's got me interested so far. So that was early June, and then I did not read another book until maybe the end of July, and I actually borrowed it from someone else. I read the new Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I don't know why I grabbed this. I think I put this one out so I wouldn't forget to talk about Diary of a Wimpy Kid. But I read the newest one, which is called Double Down. I know that I'm I'm 16 and maybe it's weird, I still read Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but it's a book series that I grew up with, so I still find myself reading them when they come out. Personally, this is my least favorite book out of the entire series, and I've read all of them more than one time. The storyline was non-existent. Normally Jeff Kinney has a storyline that he follows and that's really cohesive and like everything goes together. This one felt a little bit all over the place to me. It was funny, but it wasn't the best one. And now I have a current read. I am reading Sarah Dessen's The Truth About Forever. This is a very hand-me-down copy, so the book is a little bit messed up. I am on page 95. I've read 5 or so of Sarah Dessen's books. This is definitely not my favorite. It's interesting enough for me to keep reading, but it's a little bit slow if I'm being honest. If you've never read Sarah Dessen, she does really like teenage contemporary coming of age finding oneself novels, and I've liked most of the ones I've read. So those are all the books I read this summer, and that's really honestly a lot less than I was expecting it to be, but like I said, I ended up being more busy than I anticipated and I wrote a ton. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about a few TV shows I watched, talking like American, British, and then I'll talk about the Korean dramas that I watched this summer. So for TV shows, honestly, I feel like I didn't watch that much TV this summer. I went back through and watched almost all 8 seasons of The Middle, which is my favorite sitcom. I didn't sit there and like watch it. I put it on in the background a lot of times while I'm doing other things, but I made it through the show pretty much again for like the 5th or the 6th time. I also rewatched season 19 of Survivor. This was Survivor Samoa, and it's my favorite season of Survivor. Amazon Prime has almost all the seasons for free, so I was like, hey, I'll watch it again. It's a really great season, really good gameplay, really great people on this season, so I wanted to watch it again. And I'm currently watching season 20, which is Heroes vs. Villains, which is super interesting. Now that's literally all for American shows that I watched. I think I was going to watch The Vampire Diaries because I still haven't seen the final season yet, but I never got around to it. I forgot to mention I also had to go back and watch the first half of season 4 of The 100 because I didn't watch it on TV. And by the time you're watching this, How Bell Arc Shippers Watched The 100 season 4 should already be out, and I'll link it up here if it is. But I wasn't able to make that video until I went back and watched the entire season because it's basically me recapping the season from a Bell Arc Shipper's eyes and then crying the whole time. So I needed to be really clear on the story before I can make the video. Okay, and then Korean dramas. I'm actually gonna have to look on my drama list. I think I only watched 2, which is really sad. I was expecting to watch like maybe 4 or 5. I think last summer I watched 7 or 8, but to be fair, last summer was when I first discovered Korean dramas, so it was all new territory and I was watching, you know, a lot of the big name ones. These days I find it harder to find shows that really interest me from the get-go. I think it's because I've seen like 29, 30 Korean dramas and my expectation level is probably a little too high. I believe the first one I watched this summer was Suspicious Partner / Love and Trouble is its alternative title. The episodes were split up into 30-minute portions, so there was technically 40 episodes, but if you put it all back together, it's a standard 20-episode drama. This was the one with Ji Chang-wook. And honestly, I really liked this drama. It took me a long time to get through it. I think it's because I was so busy and I wasn't home, so it took me way longer than it normally would to finish it. I really enjoyed seeing Ji Chang-wook play more of a chilled out character in a way, I guess, because you know, like in Healer in the K2, he's very aggressive kind of character and, you know, super like tough and stuff. So it was cute to see him play someone that was really shy a lot of the times, and I know that he was like that a bit in Healer, but it was still nice to see him in more of a low-key role. The chemistry in that drama was amazing. It was so well done. I really felt it. I thought the progression of their relationship was really realistic as well, and overall I think the drama is like 10 out of 10. It kept me very interested through the entire thing. And the only other drama that I watched, I just finished yesterday. I watched To the Beautiful You in about 3 days. I would not recommend this drama personally. I don't think I liked it when I started it, like the first couple episodes, but then it just got a little bit too draggy. I didn't feel there was much chemistry between the main 2 leads, and while the acting I felt like on everyone's parts was well done, the character relationships weren't all that believable, and I got really frustrated with how dragged out some of the confessions were getting. They needed to happen sooner than they did, in my opinion. So there were a lot of things about this drama that were just kind of, you know, meh. I give it like a 6 out of 10. It was entertaining, but compared to lots of other shows, it really wasn't that good. I plan to watch We Got Married next, which is a variety show that I've been interested in for a while, and I think I'm just gonna give it a try since it's on Drama Fever. I'm going to watch The Moon That Embraces the Sun, I believe is the title. It's historical with Kim Soo-hyun. I also still want to finish Hwarang. I only watched part of the first episode and I liked it. I don't know why I didn't finish it. And there are a few other just random romantic comedies that I'm probably gonna watch soon, like You're Beautiful, Shut Up Flower Boy Band, and Marriage Not Dating. If you guys have any K-drama recommendations for me, please feel free to leave them in the comments, but odds are I've probably already seen it because I've seen so many now. But I'm always willing to take suggestions. Anyway, if you have any book or drama or TV show suggestions for me, leave them down below, and also tell me, like, what did you guys read or watch this summer? I'm really curious. Be sure to subscribe for 3 videos a week: Mondays with Mattie, Language Wednesdays, and Fandom Fridays. I cannot tell you what time I upload because it's always different. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed and you want to see more like it in the future, and as always, all my social medias are in the description box. I update them pretty much every single day, so if you want to know what I'm doing or what K-pop group I am obsessively listening to, follow me. Anyway, I love you guys a long time, and I will see you on the flip-flop later.